Hey guys, midway through week 2 of our adventures at home. Wanted to just touch base and say hi. And I've been doing a lot of thinking the last few days and reflecting as we go through our days. For those who don't know, I have an 8-year-old at home as well. So, we're being asked to homeschool and do our jobs. And I've kind of been thinking a lot about how our mindsets just really need to change right now to save our sanity. Typically, my son hears me say, hurry up, we're late for things. Let's go, let's go. Didn't you grab that on the way out? Now we have to stop. All of those sort of like, we're in a hurry, we're in a hurry, we're in a hurry stuff. Um, I've noticed that I haven't said any of that in several days. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm finding that to be relaxing. And that's helping to counterbalance the absolute terror that I feel when I think about prolonged closures and things like this. Um, I think that it's really important as parents that we let go of, I'm going to say 40% of our workload and just know that it's not going to get done. We're probably going to work at about 60%. And most of the time, you guys are probably efforting and working 120%. So I don't think you should feel bad if you don't get a report done or somebody has to wait on an email. Somebody's probably waiting on 10 others from 10 other people. If there's one thing I've been hearing very consistently is, oh my God, I don't know how people are doing this. Cannot do this. Nobody's doing it really that amazingly. It's not like your neighbor is, they're posting the pictures of the good moments. But the bad ones, those are private and they're keeping those to themselves. And I just don't want anybody to be confused about that. We are all experiencing that up and down crazy. We don't know how to be consistent and create a routine because we're not in one. So, on the subject of routine, I wanted to kind of just give you some of my observations and some of my thoughts. I think it's really important that kids have routine, but I also don't think it's really important right now that any of us be scheduling our kids to death. One of my recommendations and the way we set up our day at school is long periods where activities are available. So if you can give them, some screen time early, maybe, or a little freedom in the morning, and then set out some different things for them to do for the next hour, hour and a half, and then circle back and have snack and kind of keep it in a consistent way with school. So set your meals at certain times, have the periods in between be where you're really hoping they'll do more child directed play if you give them some different things and activities and stuff to do, and then do your snacks and kind of keep that we know what happens next going. And that's not to mean I think everybody should probably back off themselves a little bit on all those schedules. The schedules are great if they help you to organize yourself, but if you look at your kid's schedule on the wall and it makes you feel stressed, it probably makes them feel stressed too. And now you're going to just be feeding off each other. So, screen time, these days, I think we're all going to rely on it more heavily. We've been trying to provide lots of content for you so that you can plop them in front of Miss Erin reading stories instead of, a cartoon or whatever. But you know what, you guys, this is a short period of time and it's not going to rot their brains. If it gives you some sanity to sit them in front of a screen, I'm all for it. As long as it's being counterbalanced with lots of outdoor time. And, if you can plop your laptop on the table outside while they're playing in a water table or a sensory bin, wonderful. But don't feel like, screen time is the enemy. You can use it to your advantage. And I think, we all need breaks. I don't know about you, but we only have 3 people living in my house and we find ourselves tripping over each other sometimes because there's nobody's leaving. So, for at home, I think sometimes we need to go to our separate corners and just process our own stuff every once in a while. And there's nothing wrong with that. Lastly, I've been thinking a lot in my house about how I'm getting my groceries and eating out, and ordering in. I think that this is a really cool opportunity for some of us to really incorporate kids into our routines. I have called in for DoorDash a couple times, and I've made sure that I'm ordering from small businesses and small restaurants, individually owned and tipping heavy, because those people are putting themselves out there so that I can have my burritos. Um, but at the same time, I think, incorporating kids into those kitchen routines and the normal day to day stuff is way more valuable long term than what we can pretend like we're trying to teach them, when we all know that most of us are not elementary school teachers. Our preschool kids, they need play. They need so much play. They need meals. They need play. They need meal. They need play. They need rest. They need meal. They need play. Set that up as their day, because the more you're trying to control and micromanage, the more they're going to push back, and we're going to have, power struggles. That being said, Miss Jessica and I are going to make a video tomorrow about working with power struggles, avoiding them, some terminology and things that we like to use at our school that we think might be consistent. If you utilize them at home, it will probably make things easier for you, because it's what the children are used to. So tune in tomorrow and we will post that for you. In the meantime, please send me any requests. And I did have a request to discuss sibling rivalry at home, and we will incorporate that in our talk tomorrow. Thanks, you guys, and hang in there. I don't know about you, but it's way past happy hour time, so I'm going to go pour myself a cocktail and pretend like life is normal for a little while. Have a good night.